of the virtues of their fathers. They also were corrupted together with the rest.
So their fathers was listen, teaching them, listen, when you go into these land conquer, do not take strange women. They were telling them, do not. But if you see what we just read, some of them even failed. Even if they were told by their fathers, don't do it. I didn't do it, son. I had a brother, your uncle did it, and he was killed off. Remember, we talked about it happened before. Keep going, read.
Even Zimri, the head of the tribe of Simeon, accompanied with Cosbi.
Now hold on, we even got the head of the tribe of Simeon, so-called Dominican would be called today, even fell for it. A head, it got that bad. Keep going, read.
And Midian Nitish, women,
read.
Who was the daughter of Sur, a man of authority in that country.
Read.
And being desired by his wife to disregard the laws of Moses.
To do what?
To disregard the laws of Moses.
So now we're seeing that these men are disregarding all the laws of Moses, but it's not everyone. Even today, is every black man willing to a white woman or Asian women? No. Not at all. But when this brother taught, you know what I'm saying, he made it seem like everybody. It's just like America. I don't see everybody in America mixing. I see some people. Keep going, read.
And being desired by his wife to disregard the laws of Moses and to follow those she was used to, he compiled with her. And this both by sacrificing after a manner different from his own.
See that? So then they started doing sacrificial. That was wrong, read.
And by taking a stranger to wife. When these things were thus, Moses was afraid that matters should grow worse.
So hold on, Moses was like, man, these people don't came out the wilderness. They don't came out the wilderness with us. We don't, and he was already worried about the like I said, the people came out the wilderness. Now they're at a point they done conquer different nations. He's like, man, I don't know about these Gentiles around us, man. I don't know. Something's gonna happen. You know, I done seen it happen before. It don't look too good right now. Where you at now?
Paragraph 10.
Okay, read.
Moses was afraid that matters should grow worse, and called the people to a congregation.
So Moses said, hold up, man. Before this thing get any more out of hand, I'm feeling it in my spirit. Let me get these people together. Let's get Israel together. Okay, he didn't call the strangers. He called Israel, read.
But then accused nobody by name, but as unwilling to drive those into despair who, by lying concealed, might come to repentance.
So Moses was like, well, listen, I'm not going to put nobody on the front. I just want them to come together, Israel, not the strangers that's among them, but Israel, right? And that shows you one thing, that everybody wasn't mixing, because he called everybody together. So he didn't separate the men who were doing it. He called everybody together and gave them, and we read the law and said, listen, you're not supposed to be doing this. You're not supposed to be going to strange women. You're supposed to be teaching these people and governing these people. That's it. Okay, keep going, read.
But he said that they did not do what was either worthy of themselves or of their fathers.
See that? Read.
By preferring pleasure to the Most High, and to the living according to His will.
So they wasn't trying to keep the commandments of the Most High and make Him happy. They was doing their own will. Read.
That it was fit they should change their courses while their affairs were still good in the good state.
Read.
And think that to be true,
read,
fortitude which offers not violence to their laws, but that which resists their lusts. And besides that, he said it was not a reasonable thing when they had lived soberly in the wilderness.
When they lived what?
Soberly in the wilderness.
So when they was in the wilderness, you know what I'm saying, they was not mixing with the people who came out of Egypt with them. So when this brother talking about they all Israel, they mixed, what is he talking about? Read that again now.
And besides that, he said it was not a reasonable thing when they had lived soberly in the wilderness to act madly now when they were in prosperity.
See that? Read.
And that they ought not to lose.
So don't lose their mind. Now you don't conquering all these nations, don't go crazy. Read.
Now they have abundance. What they had gained when they had little. And so did he endeavor, by saying this, to correct the young men, and to bring them to repentance for what they had done.
Keep going, read.
But Zimri arose up after him and said, Yes, indeed, Moses, thou art at liberty to make use of such laws as thou art so fond of, and hast, by accustoming thyself to them, made them firm.
So hold on, Zimri was, he done went to Moses now, and it got arrogance to like, yo, Moses, like, yo, listen to this. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you and these customs, man, okay, I hear you, but I'm about to do my own thing with the rest of these young men and with those who are not following the custom. Read.
Otherwise, if things had not been thus, thou hast often been punished before now, and hast known that Hebrews are not easily put upon.
See that with us as Hebrews, we don't really go into other women. We're not easily enticed by women. Go ahead, read.
But thou shalt not have me, one of thy followers, in thy tyrannical commands.
You're not going to have me under your hand, on your foot no more. You're not going to have me under your foot no more with these laws and commandments and statutes. Keep going, read.
For thou dost nothing else hitherto but under pretense of the law of laws.
See this? See how he's talking to Moses? He's talking to the person who talked to the Most High face to face in disrespectful manner. You know this boy about to get it. Read.
And of the Most High wickedly imposed on us slavery.
So hold on, he said, Moses, you impose wicked slavery on us because we can't telling us all these laws and commandments that was given by the Most High. So because they wanted to go into these women. They was around. They had conquered all these countries and they seen all these beautiful women. Now they want to have sex with them and marry them, and it was forbidden because the holy seed was not supposed to be mingled. Read.
And gain dominion to thyself, while thou deprivest us of the sweetness of life.
See that? Read.
Which consists in acting according to our own wills, and is the right of free men, and of those that have no lord over them.
Hold on, go back to something. It is the right of free man. Does that sound familiar in America? Let's find out this free will, you know what I'm saying, that they talk about a lot. And this Zimri, let's find out what happened to him. And let's find out what the place that talks about free will all the time, which is, you know, Babby. See what's going to happen to them. See if the same thing's going to happen to him, happen to Babby. Read.
Nay, indeed, this man is harder upon the Hebrews than were the Egyptians themselves.
Whoa. You see that? He said, Moses, he's like, yo, Moses is harder upon us than the Egyptians with all these statutes and laws and commandments of the Most High. What's up with this Moses guy with this? He's a Hebrew. Now remember, we're talking about a leader of the Simeonites. Read.
As pretending to punish according to his laws.
Read.
Everyone's acting what is most agreeable to himself, but thou thyself better deservest to suffer punishment, who presumest to abolish what everyone acknowledges to be what is good for him.
Read.
And aimest to make thy single opinion to have more force than that of the rest.
Read.
And what I do, and what I now do, and think to be right, I shall not hereafter deny to be according to my own sentiments.
Read.
I have married, as thou sayest rightly, a strange woman.
So I married a strange woman, Moses. Read.
And thou hearest what I do for myself.
You hear what I'm telling you? This is what I'm doing for myself. Read.
As from one that is free.
I'm free. I'm free. Read.
For truly, I did not intend to conceal myself.
And I ain't trying to hide it. Point blank. Read.
I also own that I sacrifice to those gods.
And I sacrifice to the gods too, Moses. Read.
To whom you do not think it fit to sacrifice.
Read.
And I think it right to come at truth by inquiring of many people.
I'm coming here on behalf of all these other people. Read.
And not like one that lives under tyranny.
Not one that is scared of you. Read.
To suffer whole hope of my life to depend upon man. depend upon one man, nor shall find cause to rejoice who declares himself to have more authority over my actions than myself.
Read.
Now when Zimri had said these things about what he and some others had wickedly done to the people held their peace.
Read.
Both out of fear of what might come upon them, and because they saw that their legislator was not willing to bring his insolence before the public.
Now, what happened is the people are seeing what's being done. They're seeing their fellow brother going to other women, but they're not saying nothing. They just like, okay, they're watching. They just watching and seeing what's going on. They're not saying anything. Okay, that's why Moses called the whole congregation together. Because remember what we said, one man, when we read in the book of Jubilees, if one man, then the whole tribe is guilty, the whole nation is guilty. If one man defiled himself or his wife or his sister or his daughter, then the whole nation is guilty. Why? Because we are our brother's keeper. Keep going, read.
And because they saw that the legislator was not willing to bring his insolence before the public any further, or openly to contend with them, for he avoided that, lest many should imitate the impudence of his language, and thereby disturb the multitude. Upon this, the assembly was dissolved. However, the mischievous attempt had proceeded further. If Zimri had not been first slain, which came to pass on the following occasion.
So Zimri, somebody murked him. They murked him for what he said to Moses. Oh, he's like, he got to go. Now, if the person who murked him did it, obvious they was the person, or there was some people who wasn't going into other women. They murked him because he was disrespectful to Moses, and because it was lawful for a man to be killed if they went into a Gentile nation, if he was a Hebrew. Read. 152.
Okay, Phinehas, a man in other respects better than the rest of the young men, and also one that surpassed his contemporaries in the dignity of his father.
See that? The fathers, again, I told them, don't mix yourself. But this guy was like, I'm not going to do it. He obeyed his father's command when he went off to war, when he went out to another land and was governing that land, as all Hebrews did at that particular time when we were in power. Read.
For he was the son of Eleazar, the high priest, and the grandson of Aaron, Moses' brother.
See that? Read.
Who was greatly troubled at what was done by Zimri.
See that? Read.
He resolved in earnest to inflict punishment on him.
So he's like, you know what, Zimri, you disrespected, you know what I'm saying, Israel, and not only that, you got all these other brothers following you, who's going into these women and these other countries that you're in, that you're supposed to be teaching them the laws, commandments, and statutes, not taking them as wives and giving your daughters to them. Read.
He resolved in earnest to inflict punishment on him.
So what did he do? Read.
Before his unworthy behavior should grow stronger by impunity. And in order to prevent this transgression from proceeding further, which would happen if the ringleaders were not punished, he was...
See that? The ringleaders was punished. Read.
He was of so great magnanimity, both in strength of mind and body, that when he undertook any very dangerous attempt, he did not leave it.
So this brother was a tough cat. This Levite was a tough cat. Read.
He did not leave it off till he overcame it and got an entire victory. So he came into Zimri's tent and slew him with his javelin. And with it he slew Cosbi also. Upon which all those young men that have a regard to virtue and aim to do a glorious action imitated Phinehas' boldness.
So now him and some other men start killing a lot of these other Hebrews that went into these women, that were marrying strange women, that were giving their daughters to strange women, and these women too as well. Watch, read.
And slew those that were found to be guilty of the same crime with Zimri.
See that? Read.
Accordingly, many of those that had transgressed perished by the magnanimous valor of these young men.
So you have a group of young men which are soldiers, are Hebrews, are killing another group of Hebrews because these other group of Hebrews had defiled themselves. It was law.